Hudson County View, live and uncut. I'm your host, the guy that tells you 2 and 2 makes 3, your favorite cult of personality, John R. Heinis, and we once again have the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. Now, of course, the big one that you've probably heard on the radio and seen on TV, in addition to the local coverage, is what's going on with this federal lawsuit in Jersey City. Now, what they're doing is they're going to federal court. They have filed a lawsuit that is challenging the legality of police officers to use marijuana. They're stating a federal statute that says if you're a known marijuana user, you are not allowed to possess a firearm or ammunition. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we actually have a clip for you on that as well. Now, conversely, but I guess you could also say similarly, the Police Superior Officers Association has been tied up in a court battle with the city. This was over a lieutenant's test. That's now going to happen on Thursday. So we're going to tell you about that saga, that drama a little bit. We're also, speaking of court, Hoboken a little bit earlier this month lost a case that they will appeal that says they have to give up appraisals for the police station area. That was an Open Public Records Act request by a developer that was not granted, so it's in court and the developer won. But now we're going to have to wait and see what happens next with this appeal pending. So hold that, all that and a whole lot more right after this word from our sponsors.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey.
New Jersey is the only state in the country that doesn't have carve-outs for specific professions. And when you talk about police officers and the split-second decisions that they have to make, life and death often a part of that, the fact that the laws from the state of New Jersey directly conflict with the ATF and federal law exposes Jersey City to millions of dollars in potential liability, and that's just unacceptable for us.
As the mayor alluded to, when the CREAMA Act was passed, we immediately noticed a conflict with the federal law, the controlling federal law is the 1968 Gun Control Act, still in effect, which makes it illegal for any individual in the United States of America to possess, transfer, sell, own a firearm if they are, and there's a list of things, domestic violence abusers, etc. On that list is a user of Schedule I drugs. On Schedule I drugs is listed marijuana, cannabis, THC.
If you're elected governor, would you sign some sort of directive or executive order putting these carve-outs in place?
I would hope that this is corrected long before that election, but yeah, I think that the state of New Jersey would agree with me that while they're supportive of legalization, there also should be some reasonable carve-outs, and we're going to push for that.
As far as I know, we are the only city doing this. I will refrain from imputing anybody else's motives on why they're doing what they're doing. I suspect, from my conversations, there's a lot of free rider going on. If Jersey City is going to take the lead, we were the first ones. We saw the conflict immediately. The mayor and I saw it within minutes of it coming out. He was researching other states. I was pointing out to the federal law. We saw the conflict. We jumped on it. We didn't ask for this position. We were just the first ones to point it out. And we seem to be the lead on it. And everyone else in the state seems to be like, oh, great, Jersey City is paying for the attorneys. Jersey City is taking the lead on this. We'll wait until they get a ruling and we'll free ride on that ruling. In addition, it could be as simple as our officers were the first ones to fail.
You live at Uncut, John Heinis. So that was the press conference yesterday at the Jersey City Public Safety Headquarters, where we saw Mayor Stephen Fulop, of course, the only declared candidate for governor in 2025, and Public Safety Director James Shea, talking to us about why they filed this lawsuit and why they think they have a strong case in federal court. Beyond that, I don't think there's really too much to add, though I will just make a point that in the New Jersey Attorney General's office, back when he was still the acting Attorney General, Matthew Platkin, on April 13, 2022, he wrote to chief law enforcement personnel that while the CREMA Act prevents drug and alcohol use while on duty, employers cannot take adverse action for marijuana use off duty unless there is a suspicion they went to work impaired. So a direct quote, the CREMA further provides that law enforcement agencies might not take any adverse action against any officers because they do or do not use cannabis off duty, but there should be reasonable suspicion of an officer's use of cannabis while engaged in the performance of their duties, where upon finding any observable signs of intoxication related to cannabis use, that officer may be required to undergo a drug test, citing a state statute. So we will see what happens there. On the other side of the coin, it looks like this case is a done deal, and this is the case with the City of Jersey City against the Police Superior Officers Association. Of course, those are the ranking officers, and they've been going at this since the summer, largely through the New Jersey Civil Service Commission, and they've been fighting whether or not there should be a lieutenant's test, and clearly the PSOA has won, and that test is now scheduled for tomorrow. So, long story short, was that on October 5th, that same Matt Platkin I was just telling you about, the New Jersey Attorney General, he filed a brief to the appellate division in New Jersey, and basically he said that the city did not do their job in demonstrating irreparable harm. And in short, he said, first, the administration of the examination and the creation of a resulting eligible list will have absolutely no effect on the city's hiring prerogatives. The city is in no way required to appoint additional lieutenants if it does not want to. So you have seen that they had a lot to say when they won a couple decisions in the civil service and then appellate division over the summer. And, you saw the city come and counter. They actually won a decision at PERC. And, of course, now that's not really going to matter. So we heard from the president of the PSOA, that's Captain Paul Wachowicz, and he said our triumph in the appellate court, combined with the Attorney General's support, shines a light on Mayor Fulop's potentially politically motivated attempts to tamper with police department functions. While we applaud the appellate court decision, we're also realizing the depth of the political motivations behind the city's decisions. It's disheartening to deduce that Mayor Fulop is potentially using the police department's size and function as leverage for his gubernatorial ambitions. Obviously not a particularly friendly reaction, but given the circumstances, you wouldn't really expect one. And counsel for the PSOA has previously said in court filings that 32 of the 66 current lieutenants are already eligible to retire, while 64 sergeants are currently eligible to take this lieutenant's test. The city, through a spokeswoman, declined to comment on this. Now, on a totally different and a much sadder public safety note, in Jersey City, of course, everybody is still talking about this horrific crash on Patterson Plank Road, just a couple blocks from my home, so it really hits for me. And I'm hearing just so many people talk about this. It's been on every TV network, and just really tragic. 3 people, by all indications, in the prime of their life, and then 3 more injured in this horrific crash on Patterson Plank Road. You would have to think that excessive speed was a factor here, but we only have basic cursory information at this time. Really, I wish I could tell you more, but all I really have is the names of the deceased and the fact that the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office has deduced that a BMW SUV collided head-on with a Kia sedan, and a driver of the Kia, who's identified as Dylan Weidenfield, he was 26, of Jersey City, was pronounced dead at the scene. The BMW was occupied by 5 individuals, and a female backseat passenger was pronounced dead, and a male backseat passenger was transported to the Jersey City Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. And a third backseat passenger, who was 19 years old, and a woman remains in critical condition at the Jersey City Medical Center. So obviously, just really, really horrific stuff. We've already heard a little bit from Craig Guy and other county officials who said that they are going to make this a priority. We're going to have a little more detail about that later in the day. I'll write something about what Craig and the county plan on doing. Certainly, nothing short of a tragedy. And we're, thoughts and prayers with these families. I mean, just a really, really hard situation to watch unfold here. On a less serious but still important note, over in Hoboken, as I mentioned at the top of the program, this Hudson County Superior Court case that pits just Block 112, that's a subsidiary of Pegasus Partners, against the city of Hoboken. In short, at the beginning of the year, they did an OPA request asking for police station appraisals. The city did not grant the OPA request after probably a good 6+ months, if my memory serves me correctly. And Hudson County Superior Court assignment judge Jeffrey Jablonski ruled on October 6th that they have to submit the records request, and they have not provided an argument that to suggest otherwise. And we then heard from counsel for the city, that's Jessica C.M. Almeida. She's an associate at McMahon, Scotland and Bauman, and they plan to file a motion for an interlocutory appeal and a request for stay, pending a hearing from the appellate division. As many of you know, but just to recap, in New Jersey, the Open Public Records Act means that you're supposed to get public records within 7 business days. Obviously, that didn't happen here, so I don't know what the city's appeal argument will be, but I'm certainly curious to take a look at it. When that is filed, we will make sure you guys hear about it. Speaking of Hoboken, I think no better time than now, with the elections less than 3 weeks away, to have Hoboken First Ward Council candidate Leo Pellegrini. So we're going to sit down with him right after this word from our sponsors.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Hudson County View live and uncut. John R. Heinis. As I mentioned just a few moments ago, today I'm joined with Hoboken First Ward Council candidate Leo Pellegrini. Leo, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So Leo, obviously it's been an interesting year for you, I think, to put it mildly, right? So you had this situation where you left the city in May, and you were vocal about the soccer program that is now going under city control, or is under city control, I should say, and left city control, my mistake. And now, just right before the deadline in August, we heard that you're running for council. So just tell us how this all unfolded in your eyes and how you're looking at this race.
Yeah, so for me, I was undecided on what I wanted to do, and it was getting closer to the deadlines or what have you, and a lot of people were approaching me and asking me if I would consider running. And again, I was hesitant. I wanted to get away from everything for a while, and I had a decision to make. And I kind of like miss working with the constituents in Hoboken. I started to feel that a bit. So I decided to go at it and put my hat in, in the ring.
Okay, very good. Was there any specific thing happening in the city that motivated you to do this, or was it just because, friends, residents, constituents reached out to you?
It was friends, constituents, and, just I just didn't feel like things are going in the right direction, especially with what had happened with the soccer program and outsourcing it from, volunteers. And we put we made this program so incredible in the city of Hoboken. And it was concerning to me that we forget the history and traditions, right? And we just take this approach, and then we outsource it for $180,000 to someone that's an outsider.
Right.
And again, it hasn't, for the first time in Hoboken history, we haven't had soccer in the fall. Last week was the first weekend that they played, so it's completely unorganized. Taxpayers are footing the bill for this, and it's unnecessary. So I want to be part of that change that happens on the legislative side.
Okay, makes sense. I know you spent a lot of time working with that soccer club, and I know you put a lot of effort into it. Now, you're well aware the city has made these allegations that the club wasn't up to date on payments and so on and so forth. We've been through this. But, what did you think of that interpretation, and how did that lead to your guys' decision to cease operations there?
Yeah, that was a misinterpretation. I was involved in recreation at the time as well, and we were going through a different process where now we were going to start charging for the field space or what have you. So at the end of the day, we had blocked off a whole time, because you have to have a flexible schedule, and it wasn't all for that soccer program, it was for all of them.
Yeah.
So again, I don't want to get into that, because that could be potential legal litigation later on. So I don't want to get into that.
Okay, understood. Well, look, on that point, I think it's the perfect segue. Obviously, I would guess that the way that you ended up parting ways with the city was not what you would have hoped for. They made these bold allegations that we've handed XYZ to the authorities, and they've heavily implied there's some sort of criminal investigation. So, could you tell us anything about your departure and any of these allegations made by the city? I mean, has anyone from law enforcement questioned you about anything that you did while serving in the city?
Yeah, no, and I'm not gonna get into the legality of that, because obviously attorneys involved. So I'm not gonna speak publicly about that.
All right. Now, with that, I mean, we will let you talk about your platform. Maybe as the former health director, I'm sure you'd like to tell us a little bit about what you think about the rat mitigation and what they have done and what they could be doing, should be doing.
Hey, look, I was while I was with the city. Again, we have a problem, and they had tapped me on the shoulder and said, we're going to give this to you. Even though from a health department perspective, our job is just to go out and inspect when we get complaints and figure out what is going on and provide that information to either property managers, property owners, or what have you. And when I took it over, it was just like, I just felt that we had dropped the ball. We weren't even maintaining our own properties. Like if you look.
If I'm not mistaken, weren't you the first one that said they shouldn't be doing the parklets anymore because of the rats?
Yes. I mean, there was so many issues that were going on. The parklets, the garbage. I mean, there was just so much garbage out on the street. So this kind of like made it more aggressive. And there was a time where I had it a bit under control, and then it stopped. Then we stopped funding it. There was no funding for it. We had an $18,000 contract that was supposed to do pest control for not only our buildings, but for this rat problem. It was impossible, and that's why the first contract that I put out was for $88,000 to at least get the one quadrant of Hoboken started and baiting the sewers, trying to find out where these boroughs are, because you have to be in attack mode all the time. Rain gardens were problematic. All of our area, all of the city infrastructure was, wasn't being maintained. I mean, we go by Napoli's and the rain gardens there that we identify 20 boroughs in every single one. So we started, at least you have to take care of your own properties first before you tell the property owner that, they should be doing more. And, that was the problem. You have to be aggressive. And the streeteries were an issue, Streeteries were an issue, and you have to make difficult decisions. And one should have been to move them, especially in the problematic areas.
Gotcha. All right, Leo, don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
You live at Uncut, John Heinis, and I'm still here with Hoboken First Ward Council candidate Leo Pellegrini. So now, so the Hoboken Business Alliance, speaking of the streeteries and the parklets, now, as you know, Councilwoman Giattino has an ordinance that's up for a second reading tonight, and that would prevent any new parklets from being built, but the old ones would be grandfathered in and the streeteries would still be permitted. So when this came up on first reading, I didn't hear much chatter on it, but it seemed like most people thought this was a good compromise. But now we've heard the Hoboken Business Alliance come out against, and also the council president, Emily Jabor, has intimated that she's not going to vote for it. So this could be going the other way. What do you think about this development?
Yeah, I think it's a good start, good compromise. We know that they obviously are an issue right now in Hoboken, not only also with the parking. So I think it was a good compromise, and let's just grandfather the ones that are there now, figure out what we're going to do with those, and then let's not start implementing new ones. So I think the ordinance, I would have agreed with that.
So you would have voted yes if you were on the council?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, let's talk a little. You mentioned parking, and it wouldn't be a Hoboken election if we weren't talking about parking with the candidates. So have you come up with a parking plan? I mean, is there anything that you think could be done here to make it a little less bothersome for residents and commuters?
Yeah, I think we have to continue looking at the bioswales and the rain gardens where they're really needed, because that takes away from the parking. The streeteries are taken away from the parking, and also figuring out, can we build another garage where we can have more vehicles park inside the garage as opposed to on the street. And again, when there's development, making sure that, we have the parking available for those big development projects. A little concerned about the Elcor project where they say that, we have 369 units coming in and there's no parking. So the thinking that no one that's going to be there is going to have a car is ridiculous, right? So that's going to create a lot of congestion in the first ward, which we have already.
Yeah.
So that's a bit concerning. So I think we need to build additional garages if the data shows that, they're full and we need more parking. I think the garages, that could be affordable as well for our residents.
Okay. Now on this line of thinking, we're talking transportation, I guess. Now, bike lanes, I mean, where do you stand on that? Do you think we could use more, use less? Any kind of thoughts on if that should be a priority in the administration?
I think we do have enough bike lanes. And I was I was city representative for the South Waterfront, and we just put that new bike lane in on the South Waterfront, which is good. So, yeah, I mean, again, you just have to do your analysis and figuring out where's a good pathway for the bike lanes. But, yeah, I don't think it's a major priority.
Got it. All right. Now, as you're well aware, of course, and probably everyone that will be watching this, it's a three-person race, one of a few. So what do you think makes you stand out from the other two candidates?
For me, I've been saying it, it's the experience, and I'm an independent voice, and I've shown that, right? Even with the administration, when I don't agree, I voice my opinion. But the experience is a second to none, like, over 350 council meetings gone and so on, and so many different issues within city government since 2009 to 2023. I know how to navigate the bureaucratic processes. Over $100 million in close to $100 million in renovations and projects in Hoboken, legacy projects, right? So I know how to get that all done, and especially during crisis management. Second to none during Hurricane Sandy. We had the biggest debris management crisis in the city of Hoboken, and ironically, there was more debris on the streets, tons, for 2 months, and I avoided a health crisis, right? There was no rat issues, and how much garbage and food was on those streets, again, because you come up with a plan and you move quickly, you take action, and you have to constantly change. Same thing with COVID-19. COVID-19, for me, when I knock on doors and people see me, oh, we remember what you did for us. We remember what you did for my parents. The meal distribution for the first 2 months. Again, I believe that no doubt reduced the death rate in our senior population. And then when we started to find problems in those senior buildings, we did door-to-door testing. No one had done that. And then the rollout of the vaccination, that was the icing on a cake, because our rollout was magnificent. And again, for a small city, we were the model. We were the model across the state. I think across the world, because I don't think they had the meal distribution like we implemented early on.
Certainly, there was a lot of.
Yeah, and I believe because of COVID-19, the mayor goes uncontested.
That's probably a pretty fair statement. I don't think you're going to get.
It's not fair. It is a correct statement. So,
yeah, I mean, that's what happened.
So I think I should have gotten his endorsement instead of Rafi, in my opinion. But.
Fair enough. Well, look, obviously there's bad blood there. I mean, when you left, Dawn Zimmer, who of course hired you, she gave you the high marks, nothing from the city, at least not from the administrative side. So, I mean, let's close on this. So despite all this rumor and innuendo about, misconduct or whatever, would you say today you're 100% confident this is going to lead to nothing?
I believe, I'm confident that it's going to lead to nothing.
Very good. Leo, thank you so much for joining me today. Always a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Hudson County View live at Uncut, John R. Heinis. So a few other things out of Jersey City, but with statewide, if not larger implications. So what I mean, first of all, is on Thursday, we had Mayor Stephen Fulop, State Senator and Union City Mayor Brian Stack, and Craig Guy, who's the Chief of Staff to the outgoing Hudson County Executive Tom DeGees, and he is also the Democratic nominee for Hudson County Executive. They were at the Beer Garden in Jersey City. They hosted a fundraiser for the Assembly Democratic Committee. And over at that event, I had a chance to speak with the mayor. And coincidentally, on that day, it was the same day that there was a superseding indictment against U.S. Senator Bob Menendez. It's no secret to anyone watching this program that Mayor Fulop and Senator Menendez have not exactly been the best of friends in recent memory. So his answer, I think, when I asked him what should happen next, in light of this superseding indictment, which accuses the senator of being a foreign agent to the country of Egypt, it was a pretty, I believe, clear answer. He said, it's really bad. I would suspect that a lot of calls for expulsion are going to come pretty soon, and some have already started with U.S. Rep. Andy Kim. I think U.S. Senator John Fetterman. I suspect that you'll see more of it. Those are very, very serious charges, well beyond bribery, and I think there's a reasonable conversation that he probably shouldn't continue staying as a senator. With access to information, where there's a cloud of working for a foreign government, as the indictment alleged, I think exposing is a real part of the conversation, and I think the Senate should pursue that. So it's an interesting dynamic. I mean, as we've talked about a bit, the HCDO has largely taken a neutral position. Of course, Fulop has not been shy about expressing his opinion. And there is a couple other exceptions. Second Ward Councilwoman Tiffany Fisher, Fifth Ward Councilman Phil Cohen, actually right on this program, and Ward E Councilman James Solomon, and also can't forget Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala, who may run for Congress in the 8th District against none other than Rob Menendez, Senator Menendez's son, have all come out and asked Bob Menendez to resign, but no one else in terms of Hudson County electeds thus far. Now, just to talk, concluding on this note, that event where I interviewed Mayor Fulop, that was for the Democratic Assembly Campaign Committee, and they raised about $100,000. Some others on hand, actually the guests of honor, I should tell you, were Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin and Middlesex County Democratic Organization Chair Kevin McCabe. Certainly that Middlesex line is going to be huge in 2025. We know that over the summer, U.S. Reps Mikey Sherrill and Josh Gottheimer also did some fundraisers for the DACC. And when I asked Fulop if this is going to be standard procedure, meaning that if you're running for governor, you have to raise money for the legislature, he said that he's sticking to his own game plan and he's not really sure if it's a prerequisite or not. So from my standpoint, we're not doing fundraisers in each county. Like some of those other candidates, we're focused on the Senate committee, the Assembly committee. We're supporting them at the top. Hopefully that money trickles down to the county organizations. But I really feel at the end of the day that the counties will make decisions on who they support. The voters will make decisions on who they support based on policies and substance when it comes to a real election in June of 2025. Of course, Fulop, the only declared candidate at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching Hudson Media Group. Follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.